My name is Lesya, and today we will be talking about the evolution of the fashion industry. This presentation is for you if you are interested to be an investor into unit tokens, fast-growing industry tokens, the biggest cities tokens, or individual promising project tokens. If you're an entrepreneur and want to use the platform for the initial coin offering. If you're a contributor and want to join the unit core team to influence the future and to pioneer in the space of token economy, or if you're a speaker and educator for our upcoming online unit fashion conference on November 10th, unit master's program, unit ventures, unit university, to share your knowledge about blockchain space, fashion industry, sustainability, etc. And this is why. To give you a perspective of the near future development of token economy, where does UNI want to be in the next 1 to 5 years? In 1 year, all unit industries city token sales complete and teams are filled. In 3 years, it's midway on being able to reach the tipping point of getting key stakeholders in the economy to use tokens. In 5 years, we want to see 15% of the economy using tokens, and in 10 years, completely shifted to the value distribution of the economy where it's token powered. Yay. If you think about it, it's quite impressive, right? Yeah. Okay, let's move to the fashion industry overview. Here are some numbers from Statista showing the global apparel market, which is positively projected to grow in value from 1.5 trillion USD in 2020 to about 2.2 trillion USD by 2025. For those who are interested in 2020, the top-selling casual apparel and footwear retailers were TJX companies, Inditex, H&M Gap, and luxury clothing were led by LVMH conglomerate, and top-selling individual brands were including Nike, Zara, and Adidas. Fashion industry. Okay, here I would like to talk about some crucial future trends for fashion businesses starting from 2020. Well, in 2020, the industry posted record low economic profits with almost 3/4 of listed companies losing money. It is clear that the fashion industry, like many other sectors, will certainly exit this crisis in a very different way from how it entered. Many fashion companies have taken time during the crisis to reshape their business models, streamline their operations, and sharpen their customer propositions. Reflecting on feedback from industry leaders, it examines 10-15 key trends likely to shape the business over coming years. Customer behavior shifted, supply chains were disrupted. But at the same time, the pandemic accelerates trends that were in motion prior to the crisis, as shopping shifts to digital channels and consumers continue to champion fairness, social justice, and radical transparency. The future customer as well very well educated about the products and has high expectations, and they are only going to become more knowledgeable in the years to come. Brands would need to tailor assortments to attract more local customers as they become more conscious of worker welfare issues and the human impact of factory closures. Company leaders have to uphold the highest ethical business practices and overhaul business models that are exploitative of people and the planet. They must develop novel strategies focused on value, simplicity, downsized collections, high quality, and reliable production, rather than discounting and volumes. The trends we were witnessing now, such as digital change, in-season retail, seasonless design, and the decline of wholesale are mostly inevitable things that would have happened anyways. This will also be a time for collaborations within the industry, even among competing organizations. All fashion players like brands, suppliers, contractors, and property owners would need to share data strategies and insights on how to navigate the change. Recent data shows that we have vaulted 5 years forward on consumer and business adoption of digital in a matter of months. Market valuations show that a brighter future lies ahead for companies that are heavily indexed in digital channels and Asia-Pacific region. The pandemic has compounded the demand for all things digital, which in turn was enabled innovation, efficiency, and new ways of businesses to scale up. E-commerce players, for example, have constantly outperformed, and by the August 2020, they were trading 35% higher on average than they did in December 19. Equally, the crisis has emphasized the need to improve to sustainability and responsible ways of working in all areas of value chain. As the number of fashion players responding to this need continues to grow, it will prove to be a long-term blessing to companies, workers, and customers, and the planet as well. Consumer mindset shifts and accelerates a growing antipathy towards waste-producing businesses and heightens expectations of purpose-driven, sustainable action models. Consumers and increasingly investors too will reward companies that treat their workers and environment with respect. So the deeper relationships that emerge will bring benefits in agility and accountability. There are some projections on mid-sized brands. If they don't have their own supply chain, e-commerce, etc., up and running in all markets, they're weakened players. So without established infrastructure, mid-sized brands could be either consumed by a group or conglomerates, which are going to get even bigger, or create an opportunity to come together with other mid-sized brands and for new entities that are better positioned to go up against the giants. There is certainly going to be some consolidation between mid-sized companies that are more family and culture driven and less corporate. Let's look closer to some of the trends. The interesting fact is to zoom into global AI spread in fashion market size. It's expected to grow from 228 million in 2019 to 1,260 million by 2024, which is in 5.5 times. It's huge. Key growth factors for AI markets include customers' demand for personalized experiences, increasing need for inventory management, and the growing influence of social media. Also, identifying future fashion trends in advance with customers' buying behavior analysis and other marketing solutions. The AI in fashion market by component covers solutions and services. The solution segment outperforms the service segment and is anticipated recording higher growth in the future due to a higher rate of adoption. The fashion retailers are increasingly moving towards advanced technologies that can streamline their businesses. AI refers to the use of powered technologies to streamline various processes from creative design, manufacturing, supply chain, marketing and sales, as well as product research and discovery, personalized recommendations, fashion trend forecasting. Major vendors offering AI in fashion software and services include Microsoft, Google, IBM, and Facebook. They have adopted different types of organic and inorganic growth strategies, such as new product launches, partnerships and collaborations, and mergers and acquisitions to expand their offerings to the market. In addition, brands will leverage innovation, including integration of social shopping reviews, gamification, and personalization, aiming to create a richer digital experience. This brings us to omni-channel marketing strategy, which became the most popular and effective as it combined the best of human and automated services, the beginning of a truly bionic customer experience, as well as building personalized offerings and creating emotional connection with customers. Omnichannel retail or commerce is an approach to sales that focus on providing seamless and integrated customer experience from the first touch point to the last, whether the client is shopping online from a mobile or a laptop or in a brick and mortar store. The omnichannel marketing strategy allows teams to meet their customers where they are with the right message at the right time and deliver a unified customer experience that acknowledges the previous touch points along the customer journey. Fashion executives are shifting their focus on reimagining the industry. How will changes to the global economy and customer behaviors affect fashion in the near future? Corporates start prioritizing innovation and digitalization. New digital opportunities are leading to creative solutions for marketing, design, and new revenue streams across the fashion industry. For example, earlier last year, about 15 million euros were budgeted by the Italian government for investing in blockchain technologies. This amount was set aside just to reduce the amount of counterfeit made in Italy produced. As for previous year, fake products cost the economy a whopping 12.5 billion euros. Burberry, LVMH, Cartier, and Prada have taken serious steps to use blockchain technology as well. They integrated a technology protocol which will allow all the customers to verify the authenticity of luxury products, to know essential things about each item and register the purchased item. In 2020, Nike announced the acceleration of its digital strategy and investment in its highest potential areas. Zara said that it plans to cut 1,200 stores over 2 years and invest 2.7 billion in store-based digital. Burberry, Nike areas are all investing in hybrid spaces and deploy technologies such as apps, body scans, etc., to create more compelling experiences. In China, innovations such as live stream commerce have captured the imagination and helped to bridge the gap between physical and digital by bringing human interaction to the digital shopping experience. With so much buzz around the channel in China, global brands like Ralph Lauren, Levi's, and Burberry have begun to experiment with it. Live stream commerce will accelerate in the coming years for sure, and big tech firms and social media innovators enable direct online checkouts. Also, collaborations between fashion companies and video games are becoming more popular. A partnership between Ralph Lauren and Snap will create virtual branded apparel for avatars. A deal between Louis Vuitton and League of Legends introduced in-game skins to accompany a real-world capsule collection. And by the way, in gaming, the skins market is estimated to be $40 billion a year, while the global augmented reality and virtual reality market is forecasted to reach almost $73 billion. Norwegian retailer Carlings launched a digital collection of futuristic streetwear. Customers brought the streetwear online and then it was e-fitted to their photos. The goal is to counter the wear once and throw it away mentality of online influencers. Balenciaga partnered up with a Sketchfab to power their lookbook. The 3D clothing and models are part of Balenciaga's video game fashion show. Virtual fashion is likely to emerge as a significant opportunity for brands, both as a revenue stream and as a channel for product discovery. As retailer app downloads grow, brands are building next generation apps featuring storytelling and elements that connect digital experiences to physical stores, such as in-store self-checkouts. Shopify found that conversion rates increased 250% for products that were supported by try-on technology. To summarize the direction, it's obvious that we are rapidly moving into AR and VR space. The direct-to-avatar economy was made up by DigiSapiens, who comprise around 3.5 billion individuals globally with more than 55% of the total spending power. They are made up of Gen Zs and young millennials who have grown up blurring reality and fantasy, with the virtual world becoming their second home. DigiSapiens are trendsetters, trend chasers, the early adopters of any technology that upgrades and frees up their existence. They also care about the environment, scarcity, authenticity, and exclusivity. And they search for truth. So everything digital will thrive in this environment. Digital clothing, digital fashion houses, NFTs, etc. And those are all the first fashion industry expressions in this direction. Yes, digital clothing is sustainable, unique, and frontier. As people's lives blend more into the metaverse, they will have a better understanding of what the metaverse can do for them. By the way, digital property market of skins, avatars, digital fashion, and collectibles is predicted to be the largest digital economy in history, topping $1 trillion this decade. This is the direct-to-avatar economy. The future has arrived sooner than many brands expected, and this part of fashion will only continue to move forward. Brands will need to level up to the digital fashion landscape and meet the consumer of tomorrow with where they are today. Another interesting direction wired to technologies is smart clothing, which is more connected to normal bodies and physical reality. But why simply wear a garment when it can understand how you feel while you're wearing it? So what is it? Smart clothes, also frequently referred to high-tech clothing, smart garments, smart wear, electronic textiles, smart textiles, e-textiles, monitor clothing, or smart patterns. They're all clothing items that have been enhanced with technology to add functionality beyond of the traditional use. Some of the interesting examples of big companies are smart socks, smart shoes, smart swimming suits, smart yoga pants, and smart glasses. The leading brands are Under Armour, Levi's, Samsung, Ralph Lauren, and Google. Those are very interesting. So probably sweatwear in 2025 will be hyper-personalized products designed by customers, empowered with technology. Consumers will 3D print shoes at home, hence 3D knitting shoes can be deconstructed and rebuilt. So consumers always have a pair of shoes that are unique and individual to their own personal style. And further on how fashion meets blockchain technology. The fashion industry is still using very old business paradigms. Supply chains are long and complex. Establishing origins, intellectual property rights, or royalties is very challenging. Here are some very real applications with a fragmented industry such as fashion. Supply chain management. There are some obstacles with complex and disunited supply chains. Major challenges with counterfeit and difficulties in estimating delivery times. The blockchain can help to reduce this complexity, increase transparency, keep track of and audit products, and reduce waste. Cost reduction is an obvious and easy to implement use case for blockchain. If fashion brands switch to use cryptocurrencies, it would reduce their cost. And since payment is irreversible, it will reduce payment cancellations and fraud as well. Also, it will be possible to use smart contracts to automatically execute all prearranged payments, which reduces the amount of paperwork required between parties. This will reduce unnecessary costs and increase efficiencies. Inventory management is crucial for fashion brands. The clothing stock is usually the biggest cost and asset for a company. It would be more efficient to store hashes of data on the chain where sellers and suppliers could communicate their stock levels with each other via the same blockchain. It will increase efficiency, reduce cost, and would ensure immutability in the parties who do not trust each other, and they can keep accurate stock levels. Verifying claims. By integrating blockchain, companies can prove the location of where the product came from, and customers will be able to view and interact with every part of the supply chain of a product. The immutability of a blockchain offers a degree of security and transparency that was previously impossible to achieve. Protecting IP and royalties. Designers often lose out on much of their intellectual property and associated royalties, so it would be possible to attach IP rights to the same documents that are stored with the supply chain and inventory data on the blockchain. All it would take is to timestamp and store a signed legal document applying to the IP rights on the chain. It will allow to track the licensed designs and trademarks as well. As cryptocurrencies are gaining acceptance, some luxury brands are jumping into a crypto wagon to be an early adopters and take a lead. So major companies like Frank Muller and Hublot, Philip Plain, Nike, Sephora, Bloomingdale's, Saks, they started to accept payments in different cryptocurrencies. Some of the designers are issuing tokens, also known as initial coin offerings, ICOs, to their audience before fashion shows, enabling viewers to crowdfund a design or collection and become an investor. This year, we could see a rapid growth of NFTs, a new type of a decentralized digital assets, certifiable singular, like a unique work of art. In July 2020, total NFT sales surpassed $100 billion. So major brands are already creating and trading NFTs. Nike has used them to create digital shoes linked to the real world shoes. Louis Vuitton uses NFT to track the provenance of luxury goods, and Dolce & Gabbana's first NFT collection sells for $5.7 million, which was hosted by a luxury marketplace, which is built on a Polygon network. Some brands and creators might prefer to use their own tokens soon and to build their own economies and interact with the fans on their terms. Through cryptocurrencies, they're still not far, very far from being a mainstream payment option in the fashion industry. The stage is set for a quick growth. Soon there will be times when each brand and each industry will have their own cryptocurrency. And here comes Unit. Unit Network is a leading platform for building token economy and can offer a change to current concerns of different industries, cities, and businesses. As for fashion industry in particular, we can zoom into a few major problems which Unit can solve. Fashion industry is growing, but with a cost for the planet. So overproduction, non-ethical methods of production, poor regulations, and industry falls into 10 worst polluting industries. Revenue streams for independent brands have decreased drastically due to current corporate-owned fashion and mass production business model. The public is not that encouraged yet to support and invest in individual brands due to popularized fast fashion mindset. The producer and the customer are very separated, which creates inequity gap, lack of funds and resources for young creatives and ethical developers due to difficult financial liabilities, no transparency on resources, labor exploitation, environmental impact, speculative value, etc. No protection of IP and royalties. Designers often lose out on much of their intellectual property, associated royalties and counterfeit production, which estimates, by the way, at around 4.5 trillion USD in total trading trades. What is UNIT and how it can solve it? The overall goal of UNIT is to solve wealth inequity by creating a token economy which completely changes the role of money in society, the way the internet did for information. UNIT empowers token economy by easy-to-use tools to seamlessly create and manage a token value ecosystem that digitally represents value captured by an industry, city, business, brand, personal identity, idea, or anything else one can imagine. UNIT transforms financial systems the same way as smartphones did to information, Facebook to social media, Google to search engines. Built on top of Polkadot, UNIT Network is a parachain which provides tools that makes it easy to build and grow a token. It enables decentralized banking, and it's fundamentally designed to catalyze the token economy, widespread adoption of tokens, not only just for investment throughout the global economy. UNIT offers to become a part of token industry economy and gives all the opportunities to function in a future model of world economy. With UNIT, you get fair estimation of value of projects backed by blockchain technology and treasury future, which excludes speculative value. It's easy to fund new projects and startups. No need crazy marketing to get loyalty. It's community owner. Transparency on blockchain on how much and where funds go. Clear points of origins and sources, material, labor, etc. Thus, it supports sustainability. Cooperative token-based fashion economy, which solves the wealth gap between founders, investors versus customers and employees. Fans and supporters invest financially into designers, brands, and projects they care about, integrating themselves into their success. The creation of a new fashion business model where producers and consumers are more united and empowered to blaze their own trail. Pioneering a collaborative token-driven fashion economy where ownership is distributed amongst everyone and people are more mutually supportive of projects and beliefs. With UNIT, you can create your own project tokens with powerful features like bank, treasury, exchange, and staking, raise funds easily without the hassle, or invest capital into trusted growing projects and industries and get returns. This was a short introduction to UNIT opportunities within industries and cities. I'll be happy to answer all the questions.